So much. Growth. Growth, which I agree with. Not like completely.
Yeah, what is he doing here? Maybe he's talking about Fibark?
Barking out something. But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But it's happening. Figure out something. It's good
Yeah.
done because the longer we wait, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah, please.
What's up, Commodore?
So who get a copy of the agenda?
So it's us and everybody's there.
Takes charge. They just do the
I
same thing.
think Christy does, and then, yep, and then I'll
Dan
read
just
this.
over
Oh, there
does
they
his
are.
thing. There's Christy.
It's Christy.
Well, we sobered up. It took
I think they were also.
Christy, can you hear us?
like 32.
Perfect.
She said she got a big room so they could all
And
be
then she
together.
talked to me about sitting down there next to Ben for the executive session, or both of us sitting right there possibly, but Christy will tell us, I guess, for the executive session so that we can be on one camera and see each other. Oh, there's Dan.
I kind of went to the same room.
Could be. Boy, there's a lot of people signed up for public comment.
Oh, there's the mayor.
Why they would be here.
Gonna start this at 5:59. I usually start the broadcast. I turn on the speakers at 5:59. I'll call the meeting to order at 6.
I asked him if he was gonna report. I talked to him and he said,
Yeah, but I got it back tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, there was some like
That's what these people are here for.
shady stuff.
And the treasurer.
Maybe.
Julia Fritz was rafting and they found it was actually the guys were all talking about it. They're like, yeah, somebody yeah, I got your board. And then somebody was trying to erase
Do you do any of the boating?
they're like, whoa, you guys know. You guys haven't died yet.
Yeah, but last year, the year before, once in a while,
But she told me the story like the next day.
small embrace.
Oh, I noticed like my number and name was getting erased.
Oh, of course.
Amanda will get the list for you.
Of course. Yep.
But I got it back, so I think.
Call the people up to speak, so when they call for public comment, you can take that up to just Suzanne. Signature.
3 minutes.
The broadcast is now starting. All
Yeah.
attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, 3 minutes. No, he's gonna call to order.
Evening, everybody. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Could everyone please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Christy, could you take roll call, please?
Sure. Pappenfort?
Here.
Stevens?
Here.
Fontana?
Here.
Critelli?
Present.
Martin? Nacarado?
Here.
Mayor Shore?
Here.
A quorum is present.
Great. And I believe council, I will go to roll. I believe that Councilmember Fontana will read the civility invocation this evening.
Yes. We are here working together to create a thriving community. It is the intention of the Salida City Council to promote civil communication by adopting the following guidelines for speaking to the public in the City Council chambers. It is our hope that by enacting in this manner, we can help create a safe space for people to share their perspectives and opinions. We honor the opportunity to be engaged in the process of governance for the benefit of our community. We acknowledge that each of us brings a unique perspective to this conversation and that our perspectives may differ. We challenge ourselves to value varying points of view and hold all contributions as equally important. We understand and accept that while we may sometimes disagree, we can always be courteous and kind. We commit to respectful language, avoiding rumor, harsh criticism, or personal accusation, even when feeling emotionally charged. We will, to the best of our ability, speak thoughtfully and listen with attention, respect, and curiosity. We are confident that there may be even better solutions than any of us have thought of, which may be discovered through civil conversations. We affirm our support for women's rights, including equal pay, equal treatment under the law and in the workplace, and the right to determine choices that impact the direction and personal values of one's life, including all individuals' reproductive health choices. We commit to the city of Salida being a hate-free zone and declare and affirm a policy of non-discrimination on the basis of a person's race, color, religion, ancestry, national origin, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, marital status, military or veteran status, socioeconomic class, medical condition, or physical or mental disability.
Thank you very much. And that'll bring us to the consent agenda. Are there questions or comments on the consent agenda this evening?
No.
Mr. Mayor, move to combine and approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So we have a motion from Councilmember Martin, seconded by Councilmember Fontana. The motion is to combine and approve the items on the consent agenda. Further discussion? Christie.
Stevens,
Yes.
Critelli,
Yes.
Nacarado,
Yes.
Fontana,
Yes.
Pappenfort,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
The motion passed.
And that will bring us to citizen comment. And this is an opportunity for the council to hear from our community. And the public will be limited to 3 minutes each during citizen comments. We are going to hold everyone accountable to that. If anyone feels they need additional time, please feel free to reach out to me after the meeting and I will make time for you. And the council may not respond to your comment this evening, but rather they may take your comments and suggestions under advisement, and your questions will be directed to the appropriate department for follow-up. And if necessary, the city administrator will correct the public record. Christy, how do we want to handle this? I don't have the names in front of me.
I do.
Suzanne has it in front of her.
Oh, great.
So she'll call
Perfect.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, first up, we have Michael, and it looks like Marino, possibly? Okay.
Good evening, Mayor Shore, council members. It's great to see you today. Great to see you at Fibart. Great to see you downtown, walking the streets of F Street, in the supermarkets. I've seen pretty much everyone just walking past. It's wonderful, and I think that's one of the best things about Salida. I think of why a lot of people live here and move here is that strong sense of community. So this small town has a lot of difficulties right now, difficult situations, from affordable housing, environmental conservation, historic preservation. And I've noticed a lot of the council meetings, we're reaching out, looking what has Aspen doing, Telluride, other cities in Colorado. And I think that's a good first start, but we're not like them. I think, as we mentioned, we're all here because of that sense of community. Like I mentioned, I've seen the mayor, the council members everywhere. And I think the solution to most of our issues is the community. And pardon me if I haven't seen it, but I'm part of Ward 3. I would like to see maybe council members reach out to our community, just have small events and ask possibly our opinion. I've heard a lot of opinions about affordable housing. I think a lot of them are very strong from different points of view that we have here in this community. And I think the council members and our city in general will benefit from hearing our citizen comments. Obviously, already here, I'm very happy that we have the citizen comments here, but I would like to see maybe our council members reach out to our citizens and see what they think about it. So the best part of Salida is the community, and I'd like to see, and I hope that the city council reaches out to the community to help with these difficult problems. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Adam Martinez.
Yes, hello. I would like to I would like to wish sympathies to Ellis Sulsenfuss. He had died recently. And then I want to, in essence, say to our neighbors in Leadville regarding the fire, we're with you and stand by you, and we pray for you, and hope everyone is safe. In essence, another thing, I would like to ask Jim Miller to resign from the task force. Now, when I was at the city meeting, Mayor Shore said that in no way, shape, or form was he getting compensated, nor was he, in essence, he was volunteering. That is not the issue before us. The issue is Mr. Miller has been a violent person. He in essence, sucker punched somebody at City Hall about a couple years ago. We shouldn't have that type of character, in essence, working for the city, and in essence, the mayor doesn't realize it, and I think that is a direct problem because over the years we went through this with a former city manager, and I think that he shows blind loyalty to people who don't deserve his loyalty, and I think that is a problem. I think that Jim should be treated like everybody else. Nobody is different. We all should be treated the same. And I think that he does not represent the best interests of the city. And I just feel that, in essence, these are the type of people that you guys want to put on these committees. And I think it is wrong. And I think you guys should all know better to place such a person with flawed character in this position. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Next up, we have Paul Byers.
Hello, my name is Paul Byers. I'm bringing up my Commodore hat because I was recently given the honor to represent Salida as the Commodore of 2024 of FIBARC. And it's come to my attention that there's more unhappy people with the surf wave that is been installed to increase the tourism and the joy factor of this town. I was expecting some of the other people that were against this to speak before me, so I was waiting to hear that, but I guess it's the articles in the paper, and it's being considered that this wave is should not have, was a waste of tax dollars, or I don't know what the person's really complaining about. I guess he thinks it's dangerous, which yes, the river is dangerous, but I wanted to come and speak mainly to say that I've been here for my entire life, and many times before any of the controversy, I have said that the surf wave is the best thing that's ever happened to Salida. It has brought a huge bonding amongst our kayakers and surfers and river users to be downtown. The youth is really getting into this new sport, and I know that it's dangerous also, because anything on the river is dangerous. I basically lost my brother to a more dangerous form of this when I was very young. There was no park rangers, there was no safety net around for the use of this river back then in 1983, and we used to tie plywood to a bridge and stand on it. And the most dangerous part of that was the plywood would be in the middle of the river as an obstruction, and you'd have to swim out to it, get on the plywood, get it to shore, and then you could scurf. Well, when my brother died, that ended. Everybody knew we should not do this anymore. And I've been a kayaker my whole life after that, which was probably very hard for my parents, and I've lost people to that sport as well, as we lose people in driving and we still drive. But the surfing is much safer form of it. You have releasable leashes. You're not tied to anything, and we're keeping an eye on each other, or you usually go with someone. There's no obstructions in the river, and it has really bonded this community together, and they've made it safer for the rafts that don't have the ability to navigate it. But I will say that I have navigated it even when it's not surfable in my kayak, and seen rafts make it through as well. So I see that I'm out of time. Of course, I could speak about this much longer, but I want to say that this wave is the best thing that I've ever seen the city use tax dollars for, in my opinion.
Thank you. Next, we have Jacqueline Parker.
Thank you, Mayor Shore, council members, for your time tonight. My fellow surfers and I would like to take this opportunity to say a few words about the Scout Wave and what an asset it is to our community. As a Salida resident, the Scout Wave has changed my experience living here in more ways than that of just a wave I surf. It has brought me in touch with a community beyond my bubble of parenting, forging relationships that have turned into game nights, cooked meals together, and other adventures on and off the wave. As an activity with a low barrier to entry when considering river sports, it has become inclusive of those who are otherwise not river users. This inclusivity extends to our youth. As a mom of two, I could never advocate enough for opportunities to give our children healthy activities to do outside. This wave is no exception. When my kids are of age, it is an activity I can't wait to share with them. And for the day, they will undoubtedly rip harder than mom. For now, we'll continue to boat as a family, which includes rafting our favorite stretch of river from Big Bend to Salida East. Yes, I am not just a surfer. We are not just surfers. We are advocates for this community and in the way the wave promotes inclusivity, opportunities for our youth, and well, its beauty. If anyone hesitates to call this wave beautiful, I would urge them to join us and experience the magic between surfs. Picture the morning sun casting its golden light on the crest of the wave, mirroring the sparkle in a surfer's eye. Notice the knowing glances we exchange, understanding that we are united by the rides we share on this wave. Come see this beauty of community. Us surfers welcome all with open arms. Thank you for allowing this project to happen and your continued efforts in keeping it running. We are grateful.
Thank you. Kit Rivers will be next. So when you come up, Mayor Shore, for the record, he tries to announce that you can say your name, please. You don't have to give your address or any of that. Just state your name for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Shore, council members, I'm Kit Rivers, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak here tonight in support of the Scout Wave. As a member of the surfing community, including those of us who take advantage of the wave year-round, I simply want to add my voice to the many others here tonight that the wave serves as a source of joy, healthy recreation, and most importantly, a hub for community building. For those of you that haven't had the pleasure or the opportunity, in my opinion, to spend time down at the wave, whether to surf or simply spectate, I encourage you to do so. Because what will stand out to you more than the sport itself, and to echo the sentiments already heard here tonight, are the people and the environment that they create. An environment that is supportive, safety conscious, and where, in familiar words, seldom is heard a discouraging word. As someone who only in the past year even learned how to surf the wave, I would also like to dispel the idea that the river wave exists in some echo chamber for a select few elite river surfers, eager to get their next adrenaline fix. The wave provides so much enjoyment for a large amount of residents, their children, and, I'd be remiss if I didn't add, sales tax revenue generating tourists from around the country. This group, most importantly, includes people who also use the river to raft, kayak, sub, etc., and are not blind to the concerns of the opposed. River surfing continues to grow statewide, and many other towns are building and improving their own waves. I would argue that just as Salida currently exists as a premier whitewater destination, we do not shy away from the evolution of recreation that has and will continue to happen on the Arkansas and beyond. Ultimately, for the same reason we all sit in this room together, regardless of our opinion on the matter, we are clearly looking to build the best community we can in a town that I know we all love and care deeply for. I believe and have witnessed daily how the wave aids in that effort, and I hope we can continue to work together to allow all types of whitewater park recreation to exist now and in the future. Thank you all. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. We have Janai Stokesbury.
Hi, I'm Janai Stokesbury. Thanks, everybody, for your time tonight. I want to just thank council past and present for the support of the Scout Wave. I, like many surfers here tonight, was eagerly awaiting the rebuild or the extension of the wave this winter, and we could not wait to get back out. We're excited to get back out now that it's back on. When the wave is surfable, it is my main source of social interaction. It is my main physical exercise, and it's also, very importantly, my main source of stress relief. The surf wave, simply put, makes me a better community member and contributing community member, as well as a better mom. So thanks so much for the support and the continued support of the wave and continued support of education around river safety.
Thank you. Sasha Halinda?
Mayor, council member Sasha Halinda. I am here also to speak about the wave, in support of the wave, and I'll keep it really short. I think, I know the amount of money spent on the wave is a fraction of what waves cost in other communities. I think it's money very well spent. It is an excellent place to get exercise, to be outside, to be off your phone, which is rare these days. And it builds a strong sense of community. We have surfers from all over the world that come, bring tax revenue, and builds family relations and friends. It brings us all together, and I think it's a really great asset for the community. So, thank you.
Thank you. We have Amato Halinda.
Mayor Shore, council members, thank you for your time. I'm Amato Halinda. I am one of the youth that the prior speakers have talked about enjoying this river wave. It's been such an awesome asset for me and my friends. We spend a lot of time together down by the wave. It's an amazing resource that it's able to be enjoyed almost year round. It's very rare for a river wave. And it's one of the best in the country. And I think that that's something that we as Salidans should be proud to host. And I've continued my support for this wave through my Eagle project. I am now an Eagle Scout, and to achieve that rank, you have to engage in a project that gives back to your community. And as I felt that the wave was giving me something important in the community, I decided to give back to that, and I created a safety and information etiquette sign that can be clearly seen from anywhere around the wave. It helps educate users on the risks, but also the rewards of a river wave. And I also built an ADA certified wheelchair pad overlooking the river so that those who might not be able-bodied enough to surf the wave can still enjoy its presence in the community. So thank you for the time.
Thank you. Serena Wickett?
Good evening, Mayor and Councilman. I'm Serena Wickett. I do understand that I'm speaking about the Scout Wave. I do understand that it can be dangerous, but so can everything else. I believe that the first issue was about boats and them not being able to go through, but they built a boat ramp, which I think also shows the amount that they are trying, like the builders of the waves are trying to keep it safe for everyone to use. And I think they have done a pretty good job. And I think if anyone is in the river that can't be swimming in it, maybe they shouldn't be in the river. But I think that this has opened up a great opportunity for tourists and locals. I think it adds a lot to the community. I've talked to people from all over the world. I've talked to people from Costa Rica, Australia, Scotland, Mexico, and many more places who have loved coming to surf at the wave and have also loved our little community. I think it adds a lot. I think I have gained a lot from it, it has brought me and my family a lot closer. And the whole winter, we always are just talking about how we can't wait to come back and get on to this river and on the surf wave in the summer. And I think it really adds a lot. For my birthdays in the past and in the future, I've always chosen to go surfing because it's one of my favorite things in the world. If I was given a choice to do anything, I would choose to grab my board and go down to the Scout Wave.
Thank you. Next, we have Vesper.
Good evening, Councilman, Mayor. Thanks for having us. My name is Vesper. Once upon a time, I sat on the riverbank and watched my man surf, cheering from the sidelines. Then with some trepidation, I watched him teach my son to surf. He was about 11 at the time. He was hooked and put himself in the wave relentlessly, determined to figure it out. My son often would ask me, "Mom, why don't you surf?" I told him it looked dangerous and that I didn't want to get hurt, and I was basically afraid to try it. After having this conversation a lot over the years, he started to tell me, "Come on, Mom, just try it. You'll like it. Come on." It's not that dangerous. It's not as dangerous as paddleboarding down the river that you do almost every weekend. He began patiently teaching my daughter, 9 at the time, and myself how to catch a wave. First at the baby wave, then the office wave, and various waves around the state, until we could barely tear ourselves away, or our children away, as the daylight fades and the dark settles. At the office wave, we would try to leave when the S comes on the mountain, but please, just one more surf. It is just that compelling. Dreams do come true, and the Scout Wave was remodeled in downtown Salida. When the wave was ready, I decided it looked dangerous. It looked a little scary. The concrete was kind of close. I didn't want to fall on that. The whitewater and the swim out looked a little difficult. So again, I sat on the sidelines and watched for months until my daughter, who was 12 at the time, decided she was ready to try it. And with my whole family in there, I figured I should give it a whirl. Turns out it's not dangerous. It's challenging. It's not scary. It's, like our Commodore said, the best thing that's ever happened to Salida. At first I was shy to go down there and try something new in front of every surfer watching, and found a community of surfers ready to cheer you on and offer tips if you want them, supporting each other. I was timid of the new wave, and the Arkansas has shown us the very best of times. Of all the vibrant and life-fulfilling experience I've enjoyed, learning to surf is the best thing that I've ever learned to do. And all this to say that I understand the surf wave can look intimidating, but until you're in there experiencing it, you don't really know how it feels and the vitality and vibrancy that it brings to the community. So, thank you.
Thank you. Christy, that'll be, there's no one else signed up for public comment?
And there's no one else online, so.
Wonderful. So that will take us to council reports, and we'll start with Councilmember Critelli. Oh, how about this? Well, while he's you good?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Can everybody see me? Correct. A little cross chatter. So we were a little rushed last reports for the last meeting, so I did want to mention. Can you see my face now? Cool. So I wanted to just mention people I'm gonna miss dearly is Debbie Olson. I wanted to thank her for her years of serving our youth in our community. She's retiring, and So that's amazing for her. It's not so great for me, but I'm sure we will find somebody to fill her immensely enormous shoes. And then also Stella Veazey, who's going to be living in Chicago, which is, I guess, maybe like top three best cities in the country. But I think, New York is better. But and I won't take any credit for the letter of recommendation to the college that I wrote. That was pretty brilliant. But I just wanted to thank them both for just the amount of effort and time that they've put into making sure that our youth is heard and coming up with a succession plan for Maddox in the future to still have that voice be loud and clear for council. We did a presentation for other communities in Keystone on how we started our youth liaisonship through the council, and I think that was just a nice feather in our cap when we are presenting to other municipalities that are taking notes. That was just really awesome. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Fontana.
I just have a few things. First, I attended the Artists First Friday, not this last Friday, but the Friday before. And we had been invited from the artists that came in and talked, and it was a very nice event. I think the artists, many of them on F Street and the side streets, they all tried to stay open for it. I saw a lot of people down there walking around, a lot of people I knew, a lot of people I didn't know, enjoying themselves. So I appreciate them staying open late in our community. I know, I think I finally went home about 7 o'clock. So it was a very nice event. So if you haven't done that, I know it's on the first Friday of the month. So if anybody wants to go, that would be great. The second thing is, thank you for all the Scout Wave support in here. It's nice to hear. We do hear a lot of people that don't approve of the Scout Wave, so it's very nice to see support for people who do, support the Scout Wave and the community. As Michael had said, activities like this make us a community, stuff like that where you can go down there and enjoy it and spend time doing things as families and as communities. And the last thing is, thank you to FIBARC. I know that is a huge event, a lot of people involved, and I did manage to get down there for just a little bit, hear music here and there, and it was a good year for FIBARC, so I appreciate all that. And that's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Martin.
I can speak into my phone if you'd like.
I also just wanted to say thank you for, I guess I can look here. Thank you for FIBARC. It was a really, really fun weekend, and having it just allowed to come alive. And I just really want to say thank you to the FIBARC board for that. I did get a chance to go to We Are Chafee's A Home in Paradise a few weeks ago, and there was a discussion and dinner held afterwards. Just really thankful for the efforts that We Are Chafee is doing, as well as the Chaffee County Public Health in regards to our housing situation. And I think that's all I really have to report tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Navarado.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I just, in addition to all the ways that my fellow council members mentioned that they're out and about in the community, another way that the community can engage with council is through our various committees and advisory boards. We do have a City of Salida Sustainability Committee meeting coming up on July 10th at 4:15. I'd welcome the community to come to that. We are going to hear from the Colorado Communities for Climate Action. I was just at the conference at the beginning of last week and learned a lot about state level policymaking for climate action. We will hear from that group at our July 10th Sustainability Committee meeting So I invite the community to participate. It's at 4:15. And I also wanted to say what a great FIBARC. Thanks to Commodore Paul Byers living his best life. I don't think anybody wants to be Commodore after you. So great work getting out with the community and promoting FIBARC and just being all around awesome. And lastly, many thanks to our firefighters that are serving in Leadville. It's really hard work and we appreciate that service.
Thank you. Councilmember Davenport.
Mayor Shore, we can't hear her.
Can you hear me now? Is it not working? Yeah, we just use this. Okay, this is the microphone that works apparently. And so thanks everybody for turning out for FIBARC. Thanks to the FIBARC board. Everything looked great. There were lots of events that the Commodores were at. It was great to have the parade back on its historical route. And so I think a good time was had by all. It was great to see the t-shirt guy there. He's been there forever. And so it was wonderful to see him there again. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Councilmember Stevens.
Hi, first, just thanks to everybody that's come out, all the positive remarks and feedback about the Scout Wave. I too think it's a great addition to our community. And congratulations on your Eagle Scout. I too am an Eagle Scout. I come from a long line of Scouters, so I remember my Eagle project very well, and thank you for your service, for doing that down there, and that's amazing. Keep up the good work. Other than that, just FIBARC, another great FIBARC. Paul, thank you for being you, and you made it all great, and other than that, that's all I got.
Yeah, I just had a few things tonight. First off, I want to thank everyone that came out and spoke tonight about the Scout Wave. That means a lot to us. As you can well imagine, we've taken some heat, so it's really great to hear another perspective. So thank you. Secondly, FIBARC, I was blown away, and just the board, the volunteers, the dedication of city staff all working together really made for an amazing event. So really grateful to all of you. And then the final thing I'd like to mention is that there are this coming weekend and the following weekend at the steam plant, Fantastic is putting on a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. There are 6 shows. It's only $20, and it would be great to see people come out and support the arts and theater in Salida. So thank you. That's all that I have. And I believe our treasurer has a report this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I'm very happy to report that the general fund balance is in a favorable area right now. Additionally, the April city sales tax collections increased about $57,000. or about 8.1% compared to April of last year. Also, the city's portion of the Chaffee County sales tax collections, it decreased by about $7,000 or a negative 2.8% over April of last year. In total, our sales tax receipts are 5.2% higher for April and 4% higher year to date. Our actual collections are a little bit behind our budget year to date, although that is spaced out through the whole year. So that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Okay, and then do we have anything from our attorney this evening? Okay, nothing from the attorney, anything from the departments? Nothing there. Okay, very good. We are going to be going into executive session this evening, and so.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Thank you.
I move we go into executive session
Who kicked the people out?
for the purpose of conferencing, do I read that? With the city attorney for the purpose of
There's an
receiving legal
echo.
advice on specific legal questions under CRS Section 24-6, 402, 4B, and for the purpose of determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiation.
Thank you.
Developing strategy for negotiations and or instructing negotiators under CRS Section 24-6, 4024E. And the following additional details are provided for identification purposes. Legal advice regarding lawsuit brought by the town of Poncha Springs, Tailwind Group LLC and Full Views Matter LLC against the city of Salida and related negotiations, information, discussions, and next steps, and in preparation for upcoming court-ordered mediation.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion from Councilmember Nakarado, seconded by Councilmember Martin. Further discussion?
Mayor,
Christie, can you take a roll
you guys
vote?
are still kind of muddled.
Sorry. Did anyone hear the motion in the second?
Okay, yes.
Okay, I might have been muted. So we have a motion from Councilmember Nakarado, seconded by Councilmember Martin. And the motion is to go into executive session.
Yeah.
And if for the purpose of conferencing with the city attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions under CRS section 24-6-4024B, and for the purpose of determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiation, developing strategy for negotiations, and or instructing negotiators under CRS section 24-6-4024E, and the following additional details are provided for identification purposes. Legal advice regarding the lawsuit brought by the town of Poncha Springs, Tailwind Group LLC, and Full Views Matter LLC against the city of Salida and related negotiations, information, discussions, and next steps, and in preparation for upcoming court-ordered mediation. Further discussion? Christie, could you take a roll call vote, please?
Sure. Fontana?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Nacarado?
Yeah.
Stevens?
Yes.
Peppenfort?
Yes.
Critelli?
Yes.
The motion passed.
Wonderful. And so now you'll clear out the gallery.
Yes. We have to go back to the other one.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Go back to
That's
our
right.
Yep.
stoops.
Yeah, Christy, can you get us on the other?
Oh, we have to go over there?
Yeah, you just have to re-sign back into that meeting.
I can do that for us here.
Okay.
Still here?
And I have to re-sign back in, so it'll be just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm closing this meeting.
Right, but how coward we go.
I just want it settled.
I know, I need to. I'm just like
Holy smokes.
trying to ask him for stuff that was never on in there. I was like,
All right, so there's that.
of course you'd like to see that.
Back up in here. Okay.
Is this the HDMI? Oh, it's already on.
Yeah,
And then
I
we'll
mean, even if they don't do inclusionary housing, they're still paying,
that's
still
on.
paying a fee to be out, not build inclusionary housing. They're still paying.
No, because they're just gonna turn it now.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an organizer and may now speak with other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready for your attendees to hear you, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
They chose not to.
Chose not.
Yeah,
Give them the choice.
I guess the county.
It's just like, Springs is this money cow that we're just gonna build.
Oh, there you are. Okay, can you hear us? Hello? You're self-muted. All we need to do is adjourn. Okay.
Hello.
There you go.
Here we are.
Okay.
All right, very good. The time is now 7:41 PM and the executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session were Councilmember Catelli, Councilmember Fontana, Councilmember Stevens, Mayor Shore, Councilmember Martin, Councilmember Nacarado, Councilmember Pappenfort, City Administrator Dune, City Attorney Williams, Attorney Marnie Kloster, City Clerk Christy Jefferson, and Deputy City Clerk Amanda Mitchell. For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into the executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I would ask that you state your concerns for the record. Seeing none, the next agenda item is?
I move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.